One day, I was scrolling YouTube mobile, looking for something to watch, when a channel's community post caught my eye. An artwork by a small channel. Well, I don't think I can call 12K small. It's a lot more than me. I got curious, decided to take a look around his channel. He reminded me of me. When I was in elementary school, early middle school, I drew cringy fandom artwork. I'm not calling his artwork cringy. I don't know. It sparked something in me and reminded me of all the OCs I made. From the first Mary Sue to the Undertale fan children. No. But that that's besides the point. Looking through videos and scrolling through community posts reminded me of one thing, one word, and it just kept popping into my head over and over and over. Potential. And his name? Mad Tuner the Green Cup. Now, I know this isn't my usual type of video, but seeing the current art contest open, I decided to take my shot at a redesign? No, my take on his OCs, with some of the critiques I have along the way. Pointers, tips, nitpicks? I'm really not sure. I kind of made this video on a whim. I'll be keeping the rules simple. No changing species. I'll be keeping them as cups that are heavily inspired by Cuphead, Mugman, and Miss Chalice. I won't exactly be following design tradition beyond that though, as Mad Tuner seems to go off the Rubber Hose style with details such as Mad's hair. I'll touch more on that later. Or his main OC Trio's scarves, which is who I'll be redrawing in this video. Final note. Mad, if you're seeing this video with it being under your art contest tag, please don't take offense to anything said in this video. I'm not trying to upset anyone or anything. Also note, I am not a professional artist. My art in this video isn't going to be the greatest in the world, but I still think I have some valid points to share. And I don't want anybody to send hate to Mad Tuner, who's just a guy who likes Cuphead. Okay, so quick side note, my original first paragraph got cut out from the script by accident, so if this seems a bit disjointed from the rest, that's why. Percy, the Mugman of Mad's main OC trio, has a personality similar to that of Mug's, and who, I believe, is the brother of Mad? I'm not sure. Now I'll be honest, when I first saw the color scheme of Mads and Percy, my first thought was cream soda. Depending on the country, region, or your knowledge on the subject, you're either confused or get it? Maybe, not sure. Cream soda is a name shared by many different colored and tasting drinks around the world. While Mad reminds me more of the Japanese cream soda, Percy reminds me of the caramel-colored American version, so that's where my first bit of inspiration drew from, and why you see a reference of an A&W bottle in the corner. On to my nitpicks with the original design. I don't actually have as many as I do with the other two. I think Percy is actually the great start for a character design, and though the foam soda hair coming out of the cup has been done with many Cuphead OCs, there's a good reason for that. It just looks good on most designs. I decided to make Percy's, I'm just going to call it foam or foam hair, a bit longer to contrast more with Mad's redesign. Same difference. My one problem with the design, which seems to be a bit of a constant for Mad's designs, is the bit of design clutter. I don't think that both Mad and Percy need scarves and handle ribbons, so I've decided to split them up between the two. Now that I'm recording this after, I feel like I should and maybe could have given both OCs handle ribbons and gotten rid of the scarves. Too late now. Well, it isn't. Well, I'm on a 2-day deadline, people. I decided to give Percy more rounded design elements to represent his personality and differentiate him from Mad, and give him both small oval eyes and a smaller nose to further differentiate himself from Mugman. Longer boots just because, I guess? I don't know why I made this design decision. Oh, and one more thing. It's small, but I changed up the straws to further differentiate Percy as well as Mad from Cuphead and Mugman. I went with a more rounded design here and only one stripe for the straw. You know, while I'm finishing up, I must say that the palette of the yellow gloves and brown shoes of the Cuphead show game art style complement Percy quite well. But with that said, seems we're done. Well, I personally think this can be seen as an improvement. I do definitely see things wrong with my current design and the artwork as a whole. The legs, the right arm and hand, it's so bad. But, oh god. The button placed on the pants of Percy was to contrast with Mad's redesign, but honestly, I think the design would have been better without it. I also think making the foam transparent was a bit of a mistake, but also, that's just me being weird? Maybe. It doesn't make a difference because I kept it up with the rest of the designs because I didn't think it through. But other than that, I think it turned out pretty alright-ish. Let's just move on already. Okay, another post disclaimer. I keep calling Mad Mads, and I don't have time to re-record the audio, and I also didn't adjust where I wanted my speed art paint where I wanted it 2 times, last time and this time, so oops. Mads, the man himself and the mascot of the Mad Tuner channel. He's the Cuphead of the main OC trio. Mad's design has changed over the past few months, and I really have to say, I think it may have been for the worse. I'm really sorry, but what irks me is Mad's foam hair more looking like and reminding me of realistic hair. When I asked other people about this design element, that's also the first thing that came to their minds, realistic hair. And overall, it just feels like a distraction from the rest of the design. What I do like with the design changes, however, is how Mad's character color has changed. It starts as a turquoise, then turned into a neon green, which I think was the worst iteration, but the design has currently settled on a savingly aquamarine, and I think that change helps a lot. I also enjoy how Mad's more vibrant colors contrast with the more dull colors of Percy. In the first pass of Mad's design, it just felt off when I removed the scarf, so I turned his pants into overalls instead. Overalls are often put on scrappy characters in media, and characters that aren't afraid to get rowdy. I thought that this fit well with the newfound reason for the handle ribbon as well, it being a temporary repair for a cracked handle while Mad and Percy were playing in the forest as young kids. Mad gave Percy his scarf in return, which I changed the color of to reflect in an alternate version of Percy's artwork. Now, I feel like I need to mention the foam hair. I think this is the most drastic change I made, changing the foam from a blonde or black to an aquamarine to be easier on the eyes and mesh better with the rest of the design. The foam design I've also made rounder while keeping the 2 points at the end of the foam, though they are no longer sharp. I made many edges more sharp, I guess, to contrast with Percy. The cup shape being more square wasn't on purpose either, it just happened to be during the sketch phase. Now we're here! Don't have much more to say, as I made many of the same design changes I made with Percy from here on. Changed the straw and the face to further differentiate Cuphead, Mugman, Percy, and Mads, and we're done! I think I like this drawing a lot more than the Percy one. It isn't perfect, but I also think it's a lot better put together. Just ignore the pants. Why is it always the pants? I do understand that it's somewhat a big departure from Mad's original design, but I think it better meshes and fits Mad's personality and universe. If anything is taken from this redesign, it's that Mad's foam hair whatever needs a rework or redesign on the original current design. I'm just fairly happy with how it turned out. Mad Tuner, if you're this far in, please, I'd love to hear what you think of my versions of the designs. And for the rest of you, maybe leave a like or sub, not my normal content, but you know that could always change. Now, we're on to the hardest chat. Blue Bonnet, Blue Bell. I think it's Blue Bell, used to be Blue Bonnet. Yeah, we'll go with that. Blue Bell is the sister of Miss Chalice, and friends of both Percy and Mads, and she's the character I had the most difficult time redesigning. Bluebell has two main designs, but I can tell you that the most used design suffers from a severe case of design clutter and color clashing. The colors are too vibrant, and there's bits of red that just feel out of place. The gem at the top of the head just feels, I just said it, but out of place. There's no real place to rest your eye, and even though her body should be that place, it's difficult as it's small and usually covered with a scarf. In addition, I have an issue with the stripes. They don't feel like they need to be there. The hair foam looks like toothpaste. That's what the design reminds me of. Oh, and the other design is more of a recolor of Chalice, which with a bit of hair foam coming out of the top. I have to give Mad credit though, changing the head shape in certain drawings and edits. While I think the channel banner version of Bluebell could be a good place to start, I think I'm going to start from scratch-ish. I think the first pass is a pretty good place to start, so I traced over that. Now, I didn't really have a drink inspiration here, though looking up references and color palettes later, we could just say ice cream or milk jug. Now, I'll be honest, I completely forgot Bluebell straw. I just didn't think about it. Forgot completely, even though the references were right there. But honestly, I'm not sure if it's needed, though it does make you wonder where the halo went. I completely eliminated the stripes in this design, as well as changing the hair foam to 2 colors instead of 3. I also removed the teal and red elements of the design and focused more on the blue part of Bluebell. The teal and red just don't match as well with the blue I used. I made the color palette lighter and less harsh on the eyes overall. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't sure how to incorporate the ribbon, scarf, bandana thing. So, I didn't. I probably should have, honestly, but I wasn't sure how or what's the origin behind it. But I didn't want Bluebell to just have a skirt either. Looking back on the designs of both Mad and Percy, I decided it might be fun to meet in the middle with one overall strap. I made many of the changes I did with Mad and Percy. I changed the shoes of Bluebell from high heels, gave her only 2 eyelashes instead of 3, and the element I think I like the most here is the nose. Instead of making the nose an oval or circle, I made it a more rounded triangle shape. And beyond that, I rotated the nose depending on the form taken. This design has the most changes, but honestly, I think we're done. As much as I prefer my version of the design, I have to admit it still has its issues, majority of which with the color palette. Well, I think it's an improvement. I think, much like Percy, it may need a different cream color or something to change it up. With her spirit form, I'm sorry, but I wasn't sure what to do with the body. I think going with a darker gray may have been a mistake, and I should have kept the hair color for the gloves instead of going pure white. It's a subtle change, but it's definitely noticeable. For her, alive design? I also think I should have changed some colors around, such as the shoes being the same color as the handle and top rim. I think while Mad Tuner has some room for improvement, I definitely do as well. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts and critiques in the comments so I can make my art better. And you know what? If anything should be taken away from this video, it's that I should not start a project a day and a half before the deadline. Oh boy.